Tonight's forecast is sponsored by Ashbrook Audiology, where relationships matter.
We began to see cloud cover increase this afternoon, and that'll be the theme as we make our way overnight tonight as we progressively get towards the weekend. We'll talk more about that here coming up in just a few minutes. I'm Weatherman Dustin Staples. Glad to have you with us here on this Wednesday as we are getting ready and getting closer to the weekend. Once again, seems like this is the theme for every day more as we're halfway through the month of February. Hard to believe we are already going to be checking in 2 months out of the year of 2022. We begin here, just a quick reminder, the burn ban did take effect on Tuesday of this week. Just to keep you a few things in mind, obviously this fire feels pretty warm right now. I'm just kidding. However, though, again, remember, don't do any burning before 4. It is just, that is not the time to do anything burning. Obviously, if you do something like that, you're going to get charged. There's a few things I want to keep in mind of a third class misdemeanor. You'll be charged with that, as well as a $500 fine. And remember, do anything, if you do burning, it needs to be after 4 p.m. That's the perfect time to do that, just unless it's windy and we have dry air in place, unless there's a potential of a fire danger. We'll keep you updated as we get closer to March and April, as that's typically when we kind of see those threats of the dry air in place. Remember, 300 feet or greater, don't do it in any dry grass, woodlands, brush. It is just not a good idea to do anything of that, as we typically see those fires typically that take place like that have a more of a higher concern of anything else as well. As I mentioned to you, we're going to begin to see clouds increasing through the rest of the afternoon. It's going to be very warm. We'll call this warm compared to our 20s we began out the day. There'll be a calm wind expected, so our temperatures will slowly kind of gradually cool off to the 40s later on tonight. As you're making your way to your Thursday forecast, we'll begin to see increasing clouds coming in through the area. We'll see temperatures very, very warm. We'll have a warm front that's going to be bringing possibility of some heavy rain late in the day. Right now, there is a marginal risk of severe weather. That's a scale of 1 to 5 on the National NOAA Atmospheric Administration, the Storm Prediction Center. That's what I'm trying to get to, has issued that on a scale of 1 to 5, basically meaning we're not expecting major severe weather, but it can roll out the isolated chance we could have some thunderstorms maybe late in the evening hours. This is a very, very powerful cold front moving in our direction, so just keep that in mind. Much of tomorrow, you're just going to remain variably cloudy as you make your way out and about. We'll begin here now with some area-wide temperatures as you're making your day starting on Thursday. You see here again, Martinsville coming in at 67. We have 64 there in Stewart, 56 Medicine, where they may see more rain later in the afternoon than most areas. Again, this is going to be moving from west to east as it does make its way through our general direction. 65 up towards Rocky Mount, 63 outside of Ferrum. So again, another warm days in the making. It's going to be really interesting because there could be a possibility we could see some higher dew point values there as well. So it's going to definitely have a spring and early summer taste to it in the air. So like I said, we've got a cold front that's going to be making its way from the west and moving in through the east, giving us some possibility of, again, have some heavy rain. Winds are going to be a major concern with the storm moving through. It has prompted a lot of severe weather possibilities down towards the southeast of us, down towards the mid-south particularly, where they have a higher enhanced risk of severe weather later tonight and moving in through Thursday. So those areas out towards the south and mid-south states, Louisiana, Mississippi, Arkansas, Missouri, the Boot Hill there in that general direction could see some significant high winds with a possibility of some severe weather. And I want to end the weather forecast here on this. I told you earlier last week I would have the forecast outlook. This is again from our friends at NOAA. They put these weekly forecasts out for the next 1 to 2.5 or so weeks. And of course, as you see here, much of the Pacific Northwest, the mid-Ohio River Valley states, and even in the heartland are seeing much below normal temperatures as they make that way. Of course, the Super Bowl out there in Los Angeles and California, we're dealing with heat advisories Temperatures were in the mid 80s for the Super Bowl out that direction. So the first time in a while that it's been that warm this early onset in the United States history for California. Meanwhile, we're going to remain above normal. So we're going to see a gradual shift. As I told you earlier last week, that there's a pattern change coming. And it does appear that all the way up from Maine down to Florida, even as far south as Mississippi, Alabama, they're right in the central heartland, mid-river valley of the Ohio, Mississippi River Valley, are beginning to see just near normal temperatures as well. You have to go way up to the north. They're along the Canadian border where they're going to see some much colder weather. They are expecting another snow event for that March of this general direction, seeing some snow showers and some ice possible. Meanwhile, again, the Mid-South areas right around here. So again, I'm kind of generally pointing to you here. That's where they typically begin to see that severe weather enhancing increase. And again, that storm system is going to be moving our way as it makes its big punch into the deep south. So once again, we'll see some cloudy skies increasing much of your Thursday. Late Thursday night into early Friday morning, we're going to see some very chilly temperatures moving in our air. We're talking temperatures dropping about 15 degrees within about a matter of 4 to 5 hour window. So a powerful cold front indeed. Again, giving folks out here some significant snowfall, severe weather here from the south all the way possibly towards our neck of the woods. So once again, just keep that severe weather mindset in hand. Get your umbrellas and ponchos ready. Tell the kiddos to leave them at their book bags tomorrow morning as they're heading off to school. And as you're heading off to work later in the afternoon, you may need those umbrellas as the day comes to an end. Do stick around with us. We're going to take a quick commercial break. And when we do come back, we're going to get a check of sports as we continue to make our way through the newscast.
Your BTW21 weather forecast is sponsored by Zentmeyer Chiropractic.